So here we are in Kopachi, just north of the Bosnian Pyramid Complex in the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids, north of the town of Visoko. And you can see the Bosna River just down there underneath the train trestle. And we are going to climb this hill, and around this curve is a pyramid-like structure that has not yet been identified as such, but I was out a few weeks ago, it's October 2, 2015 today, and noticed this incredibly steep, smooth-sided structure that looks a lot like the Pyramid of the Moon here, but much steeper, and extremely few trees. So I'm thinking it's like the chocolate hills in the Philippines, which do not have trees on them, and we must wonder why they don't have trees. And we will not be able to find out as long as the current Philippine government holds reign over that massive site of 2,000 or so ancient tumuli, which they call natural geological formations. And so we're going to explore this new pyramidal structure, or pyramid-like structure, and I have a nice little digging tool to take a look at it. So we'll see what happens when we get around this curve. Okay? And we're going to have a good adventure today here in the heart of the Balkans, in the Bosnian Pyramid Complex, just north of Visoko, Bosnia. The Rothschild bankers have already kindly marked this spot where we're going to go with an X with their military-controlled jet chemtrails, so we know which way to go, and we are just going to follow this little road, this rural road, around, following that X that the Rothschilds have contracted pilots to make, or have used drones to make, because they can fly drone planes now and have been able to for several years. In fact, the military drones are the ones that not took down the Twin Towers, but hit the Twin Towers, and those were not piloted by humans in them. They were piloted by humans outside of them. So we're walking along this little road composed mostly of grass. We see the Bosna River heading toward Visoko, rather west toward Visoko, and we are coming to some abandoned, we've already seen two abandoned houses. This is number 3, and we're going to continue our search for this structure, which I believe is just over this hill. So we're going to come here and take a left. And you can see that they used some of the ancient clay pieces. There's one with that layering in it. That's a modern brick right there. So they used both in there. What was possibly an actual house for a while. I don't know. So we're going to keep going up here to the left and see if we can find this pyramid-shaped structure. So we're climbing this right now, and we can already see the regularity of this feature here. And I know that all this is built because on the side of it we found the construction stones, the baked claystone layers, and the clay in between. So all this is built. The question is, where is the pyramid-like structure? Is it up there or is it behind there? I think it's behind. Let's go find out. There's a very steep step down right here. It's about 9 feet tall, and then it gets lower and lower, but it curves. So it curves around. It's like a little amphitheater feeling here. So the whole thing curves. And then you've got this space in the middle, which is a circle, edged by this incredibly tall step down. Wow. Flattens out, and then there's another small steps down to the next plateau, and here it's real steep. So this is really an interesting feature. I've never seen anything like this. I kind of wonder if this might be a marker for something like a tunnel. Like maybe they're saying that if we dig in that flat space, we'll have a tunnel entrance underneath that ridge. But let's keep going up this beautifully constructed ancient hill. All right, so we're on top of this built hill, and the pyramidal structure that I had noticed, I believe, is right here. So we're sort of coming around on the back of it, on the east side of it. The sun will be setting in the west right over there soon. So I think we're right on the southeastern side of this pyramidal structure. It's got a very steep incline there, and that's what I saw from the other side on that hill over there when I first noticed it and took a photo. So coming up this ridge, we find that the pyramid-like structure that I had seen, I don't believe it's this structure here. I think it's that one right there. So let's see. I think we'll go straight over and see how it goes. Well, what we have on the top of this structure is very sadly, a tower holding electric cables. And that is not what we wanted, and we didn't want the barbed wire too much either. But that's what we have. I could slip through here, but this is somebody's orchard, and they clearly don't want people through there, so I'm not going to do that. Mostly in Bosnia there are no fences, and people just, if you're walking around and it's their property, they say, how you doing? They don't say, can I help you? As in California, which means, why are you on my property? They say, how are you? Do you want some coffee? Here it's a little bit more, they've got more at stake. They've got some serious trees happening, I guess. Maybe some good energy on the top of this structure. Let's go around, and we'll just follow this road this way and see if we can find some place where we can dig just a little bit where it doesn't look like it's going to bother anybody. Well, we're coming to an excavation site, so we might not have to dig, but here's a nice plate that we see right here on top, and was probably not originally on top. Here's another plate, and it looks like they might have been brought here specifically to help the road not be slippery during the winter. So anyway, here's some clay. It's all clay, clay, clay. It's always clay. Whether it's hard or soft, it depends on what layer you're looking at. Here's a lot of layers of what looks like in between hard and soft clay. This might be a little bit crumbly, all of it, this layering. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a little crumbly. Yeah. And there are some small pieces, stones you could call them. Doesn't look too strong. I mean, it doesn't look too strong inside the soft layers there. So it's on the top here, it's mostly softish clay. And we will keep, let me just get a couple photos just for fun. And maybe even closer in so that people can, who are into studying materials. It's leftward leaning, by the way. It's always good to pay attention to these things. So the camera's about level there, leftward leaning. It's all leftward leaning. It's interesting. And we can see how steeply down it goes. And I'll just get a photo of this mini layer there. And there it is, a little bit further down. In fact, let's get it all in. Boom. And we'll just keep going down the hill until we find something even more interesting. In fact, let's go up this way for a second, just to see if there's anything here. Well, here's a little gully, and again, you can see the clay layering. Yeah. There's nothing not artificial about this. It's all artificial. And it is inclined into the structure, and you can see that if you put the camera over here, you can see the layers going down to the right. See, that's about level. And you can see that it's inclined into the structure as it goes in. So that's for structural strength. Let's see what else is here. Yeah, these incredible clay layers. The camera does well in shade, so let me just get a couple shots of this close in. And the camera's level right about there. So this is, here it's rightward leaning. Interesting. Rightward leaning clay. I'm going to come back from it right now. So you can see, okay, my camera's level right about there. Rightward leaning. And then it levels out and then it becomes leftward leaning. Interesting. So it's a little bit rightward now, it's leveling out, leveling out, leveling out. So this is some kind of pinnacle here, and now it's really steeply leftward leaning. Wow. So that's some sort of pinnacle, and that's probably why these roads meet here, because it's a specific point on the structure, a point of significance. Essentially level clay layers and soft clay. Lots and lots and lots of soft clay. Very malleable, very forgiving in an earthquake, which is one of the reasons that one would use clay to make pyramids. So that's good. We got a chance to see that without any doubt whatsoever this is a built hill. Then the question is it a pyramid? And we will continue down this road to see what the structure turns out to look like. I believe this is the structure that I saw from the west over there in my previous scouting expedition. Oh, and here's some, yeah, so there's that textured clay construction stone there. Probably not in its original location, but hard to tell. It might have been used to shore up that gully. But we're starting to see larger stones, and that's always interesting. Yeah, lots of interesting stones. These are going to be artificial clay stones. It looks like they were brought here. This one could have slipped down. There. That one might have slipped down. That one might have slipped down. Okay, so now we have bigger stones. Leftward leaning, just slightly leftward leaning. Let me put my my gear down for a second. And that'll be fine. But you can see the layers. And let me just get a nice photo of this. Very slightly leftward leaning. And this one has come down from its original spot. Interesting, interesting. But we can see the types of stones that, the types of size of stone. Let's see, is that where it is? Yeah, there. That compose that layer or one below it. And probably a lot of these were taken out and used as construction stones in modern times, which is why we don't see all of them along that layer. Let's keep going. We've got a good excavation site there. All this great road work is free excavation for us. This structure, which also has a fairly even, steep side to it, and might be a sort of a pyramid or a tumulus. We will continue to notice the amazing built quality of this hill and this entire incredible laborious clay layering by the ancients. And this is pure clay. Whenever we've dug out the clay on the Pyramid of the Sun or the Pyramid of the Moon, it's always, the volunteers always find that it's pure. There's no stones in it, there's no extra material. It's either soft clay, or then you come to these construction stones like this that are baked clay layers. And so we know that it's artificial clay, artificially laid. And that is good to know. And it's the amount of work that they did, it's incredible, because they didn't just build pyramids, they built all these hills too. All these are built. Everything you see. Built, not terraformed. Okay? Let's continue on our journey. I'm just grabbing my coat. Get a nice picture of this rural road just for fun. And there's that. It's good that they made this road so we could see this incredible clay layering that the ancients did. Take a couple more photos so you can see it's rightward leaning, rightward leaning. Let's see, camera's about level there, so it's rightward leaning. The whole hill. So we have this incredible continuation of this excavated hill. Because of this road going through here, they excavated it, so we get to see this incredible layering that the ancients did. My camera's about level there, so it's rightward leaning and fairly steeply rightward leaning. And we see, and there was a crow that just went by. Did you hear that? Wow. We see these baked clay layers, and then we see the soft clay in between the layers, and more of a many sort of multi-layered, crumbly, in between soft and hard layers of clay there. So let's continue on down the road and see what we can find. So this is just a view of the hill on which we were. We had taken that road around where those white posts are, and we were sort of just on the other side of that electricity tower, on the other side of the orchard on the top there. So this is the feel of that. This is the feel of that structure there. And we're just going to head on back down to this way to town, toward town, and see what's there. I've never been on this road, so I don't know what we're going to find. So we have more of this clay layering in this little sub-hill below these other hills. So you can see the whole thing is built claystone layers, then softer clay or smaller clay layers above and below. So you can see the whole thing is built out of clay and claystone. So again, we are coming down this road, and this is an excavated hillside for the road, and so we get to see what it's made of, and what it's made of is rightward leaning, massive baked construction clay stones, and this thing's about a foot thick. Wow. And then you've got softer clay above and smaller clay layers, and these have been perturbed by roots. You can see the smaller clay layers, and wow, amazing to see that big construction stone. So I guess as we go lower, the stones get bigger, which makes sense. The clay layers on top of this structure up there were very thin and crumbly and soft, because they didn't have to be construction clay, so they were just lots and lots of thin layers. They do use soft clay in the weight-bearing sort of lower portions of these pyramids and tumuli, between the hard claystone layers, for earthquake mitigation and other things. But it's always interspersed with the hard clay layers. And there you have it. Let's keep going. Well, as we come down this road, about a second after I stopped the video before, we're seeing rightward leaning clay layers and a lot more thick pieces, and it's pretty interesting, and it's just slightly rightward leaning. Really interesting. And as we come along, we see as the hill when they excavated the road and the hill gets sort of steeper in relation to the road because the road's going down, we have more of an edge to see what's happening, and we see this incredible, let's see, okay, the camera's level there, so it's incredible rightward leaning material. Absolutely incredible. And this is just, I don't want to say just a hill because it had a purpose to the ancients. It doesn't look like it's a pyramid, doesn't look like it's a tumulus, but it's a built hill, and I'm still looking for something natural within 15 kilometers or more of Visoko. Still looking for anything natural. Everything's built, not just terraformed, built. This isn't terraformed. This is built. This hill is built. And you say, well, why are they building hills? What are they building it out of? Where are they getting all this material to build an entire pyramid complex and all the hills around it? And I say to you, I do not know where they got all the material. Do not know. Or the time, or the labor force. Right? Getting close in some of this clay. Beautiful layering. Clearly built. And clearly built. Clearly built. Clearly built. This is just like Osceola Hill. It's a little more muddy. Actually, coming back out works. There. Good. All right, so this is the juncture where we came up this road and we went to the right here, so we've gone a full circle. And we got a little water at that, what they call an izvor here in Bosnia, otherwise known as a spring. I drank some water from that, and it was delightful. And I think I have had enough water though, and I feel good, so I'm just going to keep going. The guy on his bike just went to his property there, and we're going to go back down. We had fun. We found out that this entire set of hills is built. That's not a surprise, since everything here that I've ever seen in 15, 16, 17, 18 months total here in Visoko has been built. Mostly of clay and clay layers, and then sometimes of concrete. So, still looking for a natural hill, still looking for a natural riverbed. It's all built. Not just terraformed, built. Everything you see within many, many kilometers of the center of the Bosnian Pyramid Complex is built. This is Jock Doubleday reporting for Archaeological Park Foundation here in the heart of the Balkans, just north of Visoko, Bosnia.